Okay, what is up, everybody? I'm here with Blake Mulder, who is the owner of Salt Lake DJ Company. What's up, Blake?
Cody, how's it going?
It's going good. Um, so I'm just gonna let Blake explain a little bit of his company at first. So explain Salt Lake DJ Company, what you do.
Yeah, so we do weddings, private events, corporate events, birthday parties, high school dances. We provide the entertainment. Obviously, I'm a DJ and the owner, so we focus mainly around the wedding side of things, but we definitely take care of the corporate events, private events, and everything beyond that.
Okay, so tell me like exactly when you're a DJ, but like when someone hires you, like are you just mixing the music? Do you like MC it? What do you do?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I do a little bit of both. I usually ask the bride and groom to be if they want me to MC their wedding or if they want me to kind of just be the entertainment, silent side of things on the back end. But for the most part, they definitely want me to take care of the MC side of things, but definitely mixing tracks together, reading the crowd and getting everybody to dance and have a good
Get
time.
everyone pumped up.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So that's with weddings. Like, do you do like corporate events and all that stuff too?
Yep.
What were you saying? Okay, awesome. And so it's pretty straightforward. You're a DJ. You host events and stuff like that. But that's a unique industry or something unique to do for someone. So I want to go back and get into the beginning. How you became a DJ or like how this company came to be.
Yeah.
So take me back. When was the first time you heard music? Just kidding.
Oh man, the first time. Well, going back to what I can remember, it all started with dance music. So there is an artist named DJ Sammy.
Okay.
And so it's a song called Heaven. I don't know if you ever heard that song.
I don't know.
There's a candlelight mix that's phenomenal as well. You might want to check that out. But
Okay. I'm sad we don't have it. We can't play it right now.
Yeah. So listening to music has been a big thing. I've always listened to the radio. I've always listened to all different kinds of music. Like growing up, like Third Eye Blind and the rock music. And so over the years, I've collected tons of CDs and tons of tracks that we're all able to get digitally. And I'm sure we'll get into this here soon. But
Okay.
so I've always listened to an eclectic, wide range of music. Even as a kid, I was always listening to the radio. It used to be 94.9 back in the day. Now it's 97.1.
Right.
So I would always listen to that radio station, and that really brought me to really love music to the point where getting back to DJ Sammy, I think I was in 9th grade when I first kind of heard some more dance music type stuff. And then come sophomore, junior year, I went to a music festival and I was there with a bunch of my buddies and I was like, I'm going to be up there one day. I will be up there.
Right.
And that was 2006. So that would have made me a sophomore. So the end of sophomore year, my parents actually bought me turntables, this little DJ turntable pack, battle pack from Newmark.
Okay.
So it was like this little belt-driven turntable that my parents got me. And so I'd go down to Salt Lake City to Mechanized Records, and I would buy vinyl.
Is a turntable actual like vinyl records that you would just like move back and forth? Like how does a turntable work?
Yeah, so like I said, it's belt-driven, so there's like a power button that you hit on and off, which then the belt drive starts spinning. And then you move the needle onto the record. You know the term, put the needle on the record.
Right.
So you put the needle on the record and it just starts reading the record. And so what you do is, it's called beat matching. So when the record's playing, always it has a beats per minute. And so what you're doing is matching the record that you're bringing in to the record that's playing. So it's not just like waiting till it ends and then starting a new song. That's not DJing. So you're mixing in 2 tracks at once and fading out the track that started playing into the second one. So
Right.
that's how that works.
Right. But like, would you back now it's just all technology.
Yeah.
But back then, would you have to like actually switch out the disc and like?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Records have a couple of tracks on them front and back, depending on what kind of record that you buy. Yeah, I mean, once that song's done playing, you mix in the next track from the vinyl, pull that vinyl off, grab another one, put it on. And
how did you match the beat, or like know what the beat was going to be when it was a vinyl?
Yeah, when I first started, I had a buddy of mine named Jaime. He would let me come over and play on his turntables before I had mine. And I felt bad. He would just be sitting there watching a jazz game, and I'd be in the other room like, did you hear that? Did I do it right? But it takes a minute to actually hear it, because it's mixing by ear.
Right.
Because now it's all technology. Now it shows you the waveforms, and like, it's very easy because it shows you the bars, and then you can line everything up and just mix it. And there's also sync.
Right.
But back in the day, there was no technology where you couldn't see that. So as soon as the song's playing, you have to hear it by ear.
Right.
So you'll see the DJ have, most of the time have one headphone off on the right or left ear. And from there, you would just have to hear it. I mean, you're not going to know the exact beats per minute, but there's a tempo fader on the turntable. And so you're moving that up and down with the pitch to match the opposite record that you're bringing in. But most of the time on the record, it will let you know like what the beat per minute is per the track.
Right.
So then from there, you kind of just have to go by ear and mix it together.
Okay. And so, I mean, so you got your own turntables when you were a sophomore.
Yeah. 2006. It was Christmas 2006.
Okay. And then, so keep going from there. So like you just started DJing. Like, did you ever DJ things like in high school or like right out of high school? Or
I did. I actually did the talent show senior year. And that's an interesting story. So I was still pretty new and learning, and I had a basic concept, but it didn't sound great. To me, it sounded great until later on down the road. Then I'm like, wow. But yeah, so I had some friends come up, and they all, it's a funny story, but I had some friends that got up on stage and started dancing, and I had, I think, 15 minutes to play. And so I like mixed 5 or 6 tracks together with my records. But so yeah, I did the high school talent show. And then I started playing some underground events out in Salt Lake. And then a short time after that, I moved out to Bakersfield to play college baseball. While I was out there in Bakersfield, California, I DJ'd one event out there for the school. But at that time, I was only playing house music.
Okay.
So it didn't go over very well because at that time, dance music wasn't really a big thing. So after my 1 year of playing in Bakersfield, I moved out to Santa Barbara, and that's where I went. I met a really good friend of mine where we would play the clubs out there, and we did all different kinds of events. We lived out in Isla Vista, California, and it was just a big college town. And so we played house parties and frats and a bowling alley on Wednesdays. I mean, we did everything.
Right. That's fun. So you really know your DJ. Like you grew up doing this. Wasn't just something that like, oh, this is fun 2 years ago. You've always had a passion for it.
Music specifically. Yeah. Music is something that can change your mood instantly with the beat of a track and
right.
vocals. But yeah, the DJ thing came in when I went to that music festival, and I was just like, I'm going to be there. Right. I promise you I'm going to be there. And later on that year, I ended up getting turntables. So,
okay. So with the Salt Lake DJ company, so like, you know, you wanted to be up there, you know, being a DJ. Do you still do like that type of stuff? Like where you're like a DJ, or like, what's the difference? Like, is there a difference between that and like having a company and running a DJ company? Like, what's the difference, and like, how did you figure out what you wanted to do?
Yeah, so there is a big difference. I've actually wanted to own my own DJ company for quite some time. And then as of October of 2019, last year, I was like, it's time, man. I got to do this. But to answer your question, there's a huge difference. So like when I play out in the nightclubs or play out at these underground parties, it's more house music. So it's not an open format. You know, people aren't asking for requests. So it's quite different. With the DJ side of the company, I'm doing weddings and I'm doing private events, corporate events, birthday parties. That's more tailored to the people that are attending the event or the wedding. So it's more pop, top 40 mainstream music that you'll hear.
Right.
You know, older classics, rock with different remixes that I have. So there's a big difference between the two.
Okay. And do you still do like the parties or like the house music stuff too? Like, is that under the Salt Lake DJ company?
No, that's under my actual DJ name, just Persuade. I do those. I still do them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're DJ Persuade too.
Yep.
DJ Persuade, and you own the Salt Lake DJ company.
Yep. So
It's-
two different.
Okay.
Totally different.
But I mean, do you get paid as like a normal DJ, like DJ Persuade? Can you like, I mean, how do like these other DJs become huge? Is it creating their own music, or is it like just?
I mean,
producing?
if you're a producer and you're bringing out some quality content and people know who you are, you know, if you're the Calvin Harris of the world and
Right.
the Swedish House Mafia, you know, you're really well known. They've been around for a long time as well. But being able to have your own productions that are tracks that you've produced and you're out there promoting them and playing them, that's where people get really big. But yeah, I mean, I still get paid to do the underground, more nightclubby events.
Right. Okay. So when you're like, okay, I'm going to start a DJ company, what was the first thing you did? Like, how did you decide to do that? Was it hard getting it up and going? Like,
No, actually it was pretty easy. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I probably should have done it 2 years ago, even 5 years ago.
Right.
But something just hit me, and I was like, man, like there's a lot of potential out there to be able to play these events, because I love doing it. Like I said, I love music. I love playing music. And
Right.
so I figured, you know, more ways that I can reach more people and provide quality events and great music and make people happy the way that I feel about music is that I need to start my own company, my own brand, get myself out there and, you know, like I said, get people to feel those emotions that I do when I play music and the music that what it can do for you. And that was the goal. So getting it started, man, a lot of help from different people. My boss helped me out a lot. A few other people that started companies I've definitely reached out to. And I was just like, what do I need to do? Like, do I need to get an LLC for this?
Right.
What do I need to do? So that was the first step, was creating the LLC, getting that up and running. And while I was doing that, I was getting more equipment and buying the things that I need to provide, you know, the best music and sound
Right.
and lighting possible.
How expensive is equipment for stuff? Because I mean, I bought my podcast stuff, and
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. It's expensive. I mean, you can buy lower end equipment, and it's definitely you'll definitely be able to hear that or see that.
Right.
Maybe not everybody will notice that, but you know, I pride myself in having the best, and I want others to really enjoy what they're getting with their package that they get from Salt Lake DJ Company. So I have very, very top quality sound. I've got two QSC K12.2. They're the new versions. Top notch sound quality. They sound crisp and clear. I've also got this lighting system called the DJ Gig Bar Move.
Nice.
They actually just released it last month. So it's got these two moving heads that shine on the ground. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
And then I got some power lights. I've got the stands. I've got table and a cloth that goes over the table that looks really clean. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have like a truck to carry this in, or does it fit in your car?
My car. It all fits in the back of my car. I have mastered it. Eventually I'm gonna have to get to the point where I'm like, my wife, I'll probably have to be like, hey, can I borrow your car for this?
Right.
But I've mastered it. It does all fit in there right now, but the more stuff that I get, I'm definitely gonna have to, when I cross that path, I'm gonna have to figure that out. But as of right now, everything fits pretty good.
Nice. So tell me, like, starting a business, you know, you want to make sure you have the top quality music or sound. So like buying these things, did you take out like a business loan? Did you just have money saved up? Like, where'd you find the money to get this?
Yeah. So I have been DJing at a restaurant called Ginger Street on the weekends,
Okay.
on Fridays. So I play there, and with the money that I've made there over the last 6 or 7 months, I have been able to purchase a good majority of my stuff. And then no personal loans, didn't have to get any loans or anything like that. I've just been using the money that I've made from DJing to pay for that stuff.
Nice. When you DJ at like a restaurant, is it just a flat rate, or do you make a lot of money like in tips?
Yeah, it's a flat rate.
Okay. Do you get tips, something like that, or not? Right? Is that not
every now and then I'll get a $5 bill.
Nice.
Every now and then, yeah.
Go put that on Red in Vegas. Try to double it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you created your business, you bought the equipment, you're out there. How has it been like trying to get your name out there and trying to get events? How has that been?
Yeah. So the thing is I've been around the scene since, end of 2006. Totally different than what I'm doing now with the company.
Right.
But the connections that I have, the people that I'm connected with on Facebook and Instagram and just personal friends, they've helped me build that. But a lot of it has been, just trying to figure out what's the best way to reach my target audience, which has been a lot of Facebook posts, Facebook ads, getting me to show up on the first page of Google,
right?
Which I'm working towards, and just trying to get my online visibility so that people know the brand when they see it, and just building that brand awareness. So it hasn't been too difficult so far. I'm still in the beginning stages. October was when I officially got this going. So,
but you're still working.
I'm still working.
So that's another thing is like, as I've been interviewing, a lot of people have quit their jobs. It's like, I quit my job, just do what I love. But you're different because you can still work, and because DJing is typically at night. And so that's nice that you don't have to quit your job.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice eventually to get to that point where I'm like, all right, I've booked 20 or 30 weddings this year. Right. I'm going to kick back a little bit, but
right.
I love working and I love having this side gig, being able to provide awesome entertainment for people that are looking to have a fun party, getting married, whatever it may be. So, and I just got married in September, so I know the feeling of having a good DJ.
Right. Yeah. Who did you like? You probably know a lot of DJs out there
yeah.
You can ask them for your wedding.
Yeah. Juggy, DJ Juggy, shout out.
Okay, shout out to DJ Juggy. What would my DJ name be?
Oh.
DJ C Pizzle.
Oh, Cody.
I like it. C Pizzle.
Works for me.
I like it. Someday I'll become a DJ,
Yeah.
Okay, so you started a DJ company. So let's go, like, what do you envision seeing this in like 6 months to a year? Like, I want to know, like how do you envision this? And then let's go like 6 months to a year. Where do you see yourself taking something like this? Like, is it just something to make nice little money? Or in 6 months to 12 years, do you hope you can quit your job? Like, what is your goal in 6 months to 12 years? 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, so I don't see myself quitting my job anytime soon, even within the next year. I mean, I don't want to quit my job. I love my job. So I see this being a long-term me working at where I do and doing the Salt Lake DJ company for a long time.
Right.
But the goal for the year, the beginning of this year, my goal was to have 10 weddings booked.
Okay.
So split that in half for 6 months, having at least 5. But that was my goal, and that is my goal still, is to get 10 weddings booked. That's not really, I mean, that could include a corporate or private event or a high school event, but I guess you could say my goal has been to book 10 events for 2020.
Okay. I like it. It's a good goal. So tell me in the future, do you is this something just to make extra money, or do you eventually see the Salt Lake DJ company has 17 DJs in 6 different states hosting 46 parties a night?
Yeah.
Do you want to build it to something big like that eventually, or is this just kind of nice extra thing that you love doing? It's your passion, and you might as well make some extra money doing it?
Yeah. I think I'm somewhere right in the middle. I mean, I definitely don't want to have 17 DJs under me and trying to manage all of that and, hundreds of bookings a year, which would be nice. But, I'm right there in the middle. I'd like to have, eventually I'd like to bring on 1 or 2 other DJs.
Okay.
And have them under me and, qualified to be superstars in the DJ world, which would be awesome. but definitely don't want to get to the point where I'm at 17 Gs. If I could, that would be awesome. But
Right.
I do, as of now, my goal and vision is to keep it somewhat on the, smaller side of things for now. But yeah, eventually it would be cool to grow even more.
Right. I like it. I just have a couple questions. Like, I want to get to the nitty gritty. Like, because you love music and you have, you're passionate about music. You have your tastes. Has it ever happened where like people like request music? You're like, what are you listening to?
All the time.
But like, is it hard for you ever to like get into the mood when you're listening to some Shakira someone requested?
There's nothing wrong with Shakira. I mean, yeah, sometimes you get some pretty odd requests. I mean, I've played before and people are asking for like Metallica or Mumford Sons, which is fine. I mean, if we're at a wedding, Mumford Sons is totally doable, but
Right.
sometimes people come up with some pretty crazy requests, and if I'm getting paid to be there and provide the entertainment, I will play it.
Right.
You do get a lot of looks depending on what song you're playing, but
Right. Do you have like, I mean, things, I think it's cool. Like what you've started is great. Solid DJ Company because it's something you're great at. And I would literally refer everyone to you, which
thank you.
we should make a post on our Appreciate Bridal Instagram referring DJ.
That would be awesome.
Salt Lake DJ Company. Like, is there anything interesting that's happened? Like, is there any funny stories or anything that's like being a DJ Persuade? Like, I don't know what I'm trying to get to. I think it just like tell me like, what have you loved about it? What's some interesting things you've learned about it?
I mean, really being able to play in general is like expressing who you are and showing what kind of music you like and seeing how people react to it. When you see people dancing to a song you're playing, even though I wish I was a producer, like I wish I produced my own songs and I wish I was playing them at, some of these events that I'm playing at, but
Right.
Unfortunately I don't. And so I play other people's music, but there are so much music out there that you can play an 80s throwback song that someone hasn't heard since 2002. And they're just like, wow, I haven't heard this song forever. And they come up to you and they're either giving you that $5 bill or they're like, hey man, like what song is this? I can't remember what it is. That's what I love to do. I love to provide music that whether somebody hasn't heard for a long time or whether it's a track that's just a throwback that just bumps hard and everybody just loves it. I mean, I love just seeing the reaction of people dance to the music that you're playing. That's one reason why I love to do it.
Right. That brings like when I listen to the radio, they play the same 16 songs over and over for like 4 months.
Oh yeah.
Why don't they do like what you're doing as a DJ? Like why, like how come there's not a radio station that's like, hey, we're going to bump it up and throw in an 80s song every now and then, like still hits, but like maybe throw some 2007 bangers in there or a 2012 banger instead of like 47 2019 bangers.
It all depends on what time you're listening to the radio.
Right.
Because sometimes you'll have like U92 will have their, or 92.1, I think it is. But the hip hop station, they'll have DJs come in like the rush hour time, like 5 o'clock, where it's not like the morning where they're just playing the same Halsey, Rihanna, Drake songs over and over and over that you hear every day. But you'll get DJs that actually come in and play. Okay. So it all depends on what time you're listening. But I feel like a lot of people are listening to Spotify and they're listening to iHeartRadio or different stations that is more customized to what your liking is. So,
right.
But if you're looking for actual like radio station, it all depends on what time you're listening.
Interesting. What's the best time to listen for the good stuff?
Oh, man, I don't listen to the radio that much. I'm all Spotify. Spotify is the best for me because I can really, if there's a specific song that I really like, I can cue it or go to the song radio,
right,
and it will play
similar
songs just like that. And that's how I find a lot of really unique tracks that maybe a lot of people haven't heard. So
right. And then you're saying though, like, do you think you'd ever try producing music or making music?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I have Ableton Live, the newest version. I don't mess around with it all that much, as much as I wish that I would. But I definitely have it. I definitely play around with it every now and then.
What is Ableton Live?
So it's a digital audio workstation. So they have like Fruity Loops, they have Logic, Reason, Ableton. They have all different kinds of producing software, or production software, and that's one of them. That's one of the industry standards. Just really, really good workstation where you can produce great music with loops and hits and put everything together and make it sound good. But I just don't put enough time into it yet.
Right. Well, if you ever do, I'll promote on here.
Okay.
We'll start by introducing that song.
Okay.
On my podcast.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on. And before I let you go, is there anything like you want to say right now to like your future self, or like something you maybe wanted to say but you didn't? Like, because I want to bring you on in 6 to 12 months and be like, how's it going?
Cool.
How's it been? What have you learned? Is there anything, looking back that you want to hear now, or anything you want to say?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest, like, one thing is, do what you want. I've always wanted to start this, and I've always held off and put it off and just like, one day I'll do it. It's going to be expensive to get all this equipment and get things going. But I think that's why a lot of people don't do it, is because they get intimidated by the fact that, like, starting everything and money and being able to like manage everything.
Right.
So just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
I like it.
Nike, don't hold me accountable for that.
No, it's true. As I've done this podcast, literally everyone, everyone's doing something different, something slightly different, but like every single person has said, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
There's never a right time. It's never going to feel exactly right. Just do it.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Well, this is Blake Mulder. He's the owner of Salt Lake DJ Company. He's also DJ Persuade.
Yep.
But you can hire him. You can go to his website, which is saltlake.djcompany.com. And he's got an Instagram, Salt Lake DJ Company. Blake is great. You can tell he's passionate, he knows what he's doing. And he knows his music. So you're going to have a good time.
Thanks, Cody.
I believe it. Okay. Thanks for your time, and we'll follow up in about 6 to 12 months, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks.